Creative Nomad Show, your go-to-place for all you awesome creators out there who are itching for more than the everyday grind. Here's your host, JP Adkins.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Creative Nomad Show. I am here today with one of my absolute favorite people, Lee Smart. Lee is just a phenomenal human. He helps people with eliminating stress in their life and how to manage all that, and has definitely this month, like really, truly, has helped me so much in that. Um, I can't even explain to you all how great Lee actually is at this. So, Lee, do me a favor, introduce yourself to these beautiful people out there.
I am Lee Smart. I am a professional coach. I help with optimizing your stress in your life. It's not removing it because we want some kind of stress. We want to have something that we're working towards, right? We just want to make sure we manage it optimally so that way we can show up for the people that we love, the people that we serve, the people that we want to impact in our life. Whoever that is, be it employees or parents or kids or friends, that's the most important part, and that question of journey versus destination, I say it's about the company, man. So super happy to be here with you.
Yeah, you gave me one of the craziest photos I've ever seen for to use for the promos for this. With this alligator skull, and all that comes to my mind is that you're an alligator wrestler. So therefore, I have to ask this question for all the people out there that saw that picture. Do you wrestle alligators?
Man, I don't, but my mom did. She
Wow.
went shrimping one day, and they ended up getting an alligator caught up in their net, and all the guys on the boat were like, "Oh, I don't know what to do," and she just hopped right on that sucker, grabbed a hold of it, and clamped onto it. And when she came home, scratched up, and and she was 5'2", about 130 pounds. So
The short women. My mom's 4'11" and 3/4. She don't forget the 3/4. And she'll hurt you.
right.
And if she can't, she'll find something that can.
Yeah, well,
So
it's the little man syndrome in a different form, isn't it?
it truly is. Truly is. It's amazing. So, Lee, we were talking right before this, and I know that you've been writing. You're phenomenal at helping people manage the stress in their life, right? And prioritizing it and making it um usable and workable. And I know that you're writing this book,
Mhm.
right? And a lot of my people that watch this show actually want to write or have written or are in the middle of writing. What is your process for writing?
My process for writing continues to evolve. I've really, really found a truly amazing group of people that I write with now. And we all submit various articles and everything to each other and then comment and feedback, and just continues to grow and grow and grow that way. I remember reading Stephen King's On Writing and various books like that. And they always talk about how, oh, well, I just write too much and I have to go through, and the second term around, I have to edit it out and make it make sense. And I kept going into that process thinking oh, well, I just have to edit it down. Coming to find out, I personally didn't say enough the first time around. Every single time I would have somebody give me feedback on my content, they were, hey, you left this little piece. I'd like to hear more about this. I want to hear more about that. So I would go from a 500 word essay to 1,500 words by the time I got all the feedback. But yet by the time I was done, people were like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So it's writing community, man. Creative things happen so much better in community. I went right back to, it's all about the company. You keep the right company. We all, a rising tide raises all ships, for sure. So the more we can just show up and support each other, the better we all are.
Truly, truly. And I found one of the reasons I started the Creators Club was because of that. It was
Mhm.
because creating in community is so important, and having a kind of a structure and a way to kind of work through all that is really important. and having somebody that's holding you accountable. Hey, I said I was going to, for instance, if you were writing, I said I was going to write, 1,500 words this week. Where are those words? What got in the way of those words? Because it's not about writing the words or not writing the words. It's about finding out what's getting in the way of you actually living the life that you're choosing to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a
So,
huge part of why coaching works so well. Why I'm a professional coach is because that accountability, just having somebody you have to show up and say, "Hey, yeah, I did it," or "Hey, no, I didn't," is a huge driver and it's a huge motivator just to have somebody to answer to, especially if you know they have your back and they're not like, so they're not trying to shame you, right? It's not a, well, there must be something wrong with you if you're not getting it done, right?
oh my God.
Why
I
don't you
have,
just man up, huh? Right?
oh,
Yeah.
please
Yeah.
tell me the man up. Please
Y-
tell me the man up. Let's, that's the fastest way for me to tell you like all kinds of things about you.
Right?
Um,
Yeah. Quit being a pussy.
right.
Like that works, right? No. How well is shaming yourself work? In fact, we still, you mentioned how I'm writing the stress article. This is a huge part of what stresses us out is shaming ourselves.
Mhm.
And if you're coming from a place of shame of, oh, I must be a loser, or I must have something wrong with me, or whatever that form of shame is, I just need to do it. I just need to get up and I should. And then, we talk about shoulding all over ourselves.
Mhm. Yeah.
That is a stressor. That literally will stress us out with that kind of language. And you start to look at better language in our brains. What can I use instead? It's like, oh, I messed up. Well, I guess I must still be human.
Right.
Whoops. I'm still
Whoops.
human. Oops. Right? If we
Right.
didn't make mistakes, we'd be divine.
Yeah.
Uh,
Truly. And I think it's hilarious because, you know, I'm a coach too, right? And
mhm.
I've been doing this for 10 years now. I'm coming on like my 10-year anniversary of coaching.
Nice.
So it's hilarious when I realize that I'm off the systems that I know work, right? Because I beat myself up. I am a human. I'm a human. And I was just talking to Lee about this. I'm like, all my systems have been out the window this month. I have a
Uh-huh.
client that's launching. Everything's been crazy. Everything I normally do, and everything's in emergency mode. So I've been in survival and emergency for a month. And Lee just absolutely like snapped me out of it. He's like, look, this is what's going on. Right. And like, just, all right, actually, he said, hey, what's going on? And we sat there and talked, and he let me just unload it all and unpack
Mhm.
it all. And then was like, okay, well, what's there?
Mhm.
And it was so amazing that time with you, just realize because we can't see. My friend Carol says all the time, you can't see the label on your jar, because you're in the jar. You can't see it.
I like that. I like
So,
that. It reminds me of like if you're in a really bad relationship, everybody around you knows it but you.
hmm
Like if you're in the middle of it, it's hard to see it because you're just too close to it.
yeah. And it's like a tornado. If you're in the eye of that tornado, it's beautiful. And if you can keep up with that eye, all is well. You just can't keep up. Probably can't keep up with that eye, right?
Uh-huh.
Everything will spin around you.
Mhm.
It's learning how to dance in and out of the eye of the tornado. Like,
Yeah. You brought up one of my favorite analogies, what I want for people. I think about how life is today in our world, and it's almost like there is a constant storm. And I think about it because of, the things that I've gone through. I've had my hometown wiped out twice by hurricanes, right? Complete shutdown for months or even years at a time, wiped out. So I had to really learn how to deal with stress and everything. And what I want for people is whenever the storm is blowing, you're that eye of the hurricane, that calm in the middle of it. You could walk into an office or whatever situation that you're going into with this utmost calm and groundedness, no matter what's going on around you. Like stuff happening outside of that eye doesn't affect you internally. You come in with such a sense of grounded, just calm confidence of, no, I've got it. I'm good. Y'all can storm all you want. I'm good over here.
right, right. it's so funny. One of the things that I create for myself every day is that I am an instrument of peace in the perceived chaos.
Nice.
And so when I'm not that, one of the things is that it hits that internal conflict, right? The
Mhm.
conflict you have with you. And so then it makes the shame cycle start. And I got it. Like I hear it and I've heard it and I've done it, but sometimes it takes somebody else, having that why you need a coach really is
Mhm.
to have that someone else. It doesn't matter if you hear it or know it, what are you gonna do with it?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that being able to be in that state of calm and peace in that storm is so, so valuable.
It is. It is. It's more productive. It's more efficient. Anything you can want, and you come to think of like, for me, I'm a parent of four children, right? And I think if I have incredibly stressful day and I come home stressed out and aggravated, and they're the ones that have to pay for it.
Mhm.
I remember for years whenever I ran my first business, I would come home and my kids would run up to me, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." I was like, "Oh, I can't handle this. No, go away." So they were the ones that had to pay for me not being who I wanted to be and me not being able to manage my own stress. It was them that paid the cost.
Yeah.
Uh, that ate at my soul so bad, and from everything that I've learned, it got so bad for me. I worked myself into such a state. I ended up in the hospital. Lost 40 pounds in 3 months, and it just it's been a long recovery road from it. But the things that I've learned from that, those dark nights of the soul, when we end up just in our absolute lowest moments, there's so much to learn there, and there's so much to appreciate about those moments because we get to learn who we want to be and what we stand for, and um, so, and that's what I learned from that, and it's been a growth process from there. But still, just because I had all that happen doesn't mean I don't still cycle through it and go
Yeah.
through low moments again. I still have things to learn. We all do. We're all human.
Or and when you think you have it figured out, that's when normally when life tells you, yeah, no.
Mhm.
No, there's another layer. There's you
Oh
know,
yeah, certainly. Well, it's an upward spiral, right? The same
yep.
problems will come and they'll come back around whenever you hit that spiral upwards, but they'll be dressed a little bit differently.
Mhm.
Uh, Whether it be for me, I've had addiction issues my entire life. My mom was an addict, and so I'm drawn towards coping with stress via chemical means.
Mhm.
That's what I
Yeah.
learned, right? So I've had to learn how to set my nervous system up to where I don't crave that coping mechanism. And we have different coping mechanisms, all of us. It could be social media, pornography, or what else? Alcohol, weed.
Yep. Um, just all I one of mine was sex for a long
Uh-huh.
time,
Uh-huh.
and really one of the things that I really got for myself about 2 years ago is how I use sex as a coping mechanism, as a um, it was kind of a Swiss Army knife of
Mhm.
all the things, right? And it feels good, so add on top of it,
Yeah.
right? And it's not bad for you. It wasn't like
Uh-huh.
it wasn't like the drugs, right? It's
Nope.
not, but then you're using it like one, and you
Yeah.
realize that, oh no, I'm triggering the same freaking all the same chemical processes in my body, in my brain, is as
Yep.
a drug would. So
It's the
LSD.
same thing with exercise too. Exercise can be that addictive thing. You'll see it more often in like CrossFit gyms and whatnot,
Yep.
which, if you're using it correctly, is a very, very healthy thing.
Hmm.
But whenever you're using it to get to normal, I have to have this to get to normal, then that's how you know that you're getting a little bit out of whack.
Hmm.
Um, I even notice it with just coffee and caffeine.
Oh yeah.
Is it having you or are you having it?
Oh no, it's having me.
Right? Right?
I, you know what though? I have 2 cups. So I say this all the time. I mean, I joke about my coffee, and most people know that they don't want to talk to me before I had. It's not the
Uh-huh.
coffee that does it. It's that in that time when I'm normally having that first cup of coffee, that first 15, 20 minutes, I'm trying to remember who the hell I am. Like, I don't wake up as this Jeff, right? The Jeff
Uh-huh.
that's centered and together and, remembers that he's a divine space, right? I wake up and from Jeff from 10 years ago,
Mm,
that that's where I wake up. That's my starting point. It's this like 10 years ago Jeff that hasn't had done any of the work and has to remember I've worked on this. Like I'm not that person, right?
mhm,
Um and so there's a process I take myself on, right? There's it starts with some in my best days, not every day, but in my best days, it starts with some exercise, then meditation, then inspiration.
mhm,
I have this really cool book. It's literally right here. Um, but then I journal in my awesome plan. If you haven't picked it up yet, I don't know what's where you guys are missing that. It's on Amazon. Then we go through and um, just really start my day powerfully, right? And that reconstitutes me as something else. And during that time, I have my coffee. During that time, that's there.
mhm.
Um,
It's yeah. What are the habits that you can't do without? What are the ones that really truly, like our mutual buddy Spencer Jones likes to say so much? What are the habits that fill your cup, fill your
mhm,
vessel? That way you can go and pour into other people's vessels, right? Because if your vessel's empty, you can't fill other people's. It's just impossible. So there are certain keystone habits, and it's going to be a little bit different for everybody too.
yeah,
Um, yeah. So, which I mean, that's a great segue into one of my favorite concepts that I've managed to create that will be in the stress management books called the stress bucket. We as a vessel are a bucket, and everything in our life is an input into this stress bucket, right? So it can be relationship stress or job stress or exercise stress or chemical stress. A lot of people forget about how much the various chemicals we have in our life really truly affect us negatively and create a load on our body. Look at the chemicals we have in our life now compared to 50, 60, 80 years ago. It's unbelievable, right?
mhm,
So all these different things are fill up the bucket. Our thoughts about what's happening to us can fill up the bucket. So really fun study they did, Boston Marathon bombing. The people that were there had less of a stress response than the people that watched it on TV after,
yeah,
because there's just this constant recycling of fear, and when we're in that fear state, we literally stress ourselves out. It's not where we're supposed to be a higher version of ourselves.
mhm,
But then our bucket has a drain on it, right? And there's various things we do. These are these keystone habits that I was talking about that drain the stress from our life. Uh, Exercise, even though it is a stressor, helps to increase the size of this drain. It increases our capacity to drain off all the stress that we're dealing with. Sleep is the number one thing that we could possibly do to drain off stress. If your sleep is terrible, your stress is going to build up to the point where it overflows out of the bucket, right?
mhm,
When you're overflowing out of the bucket, that's when you have your short-term problems, anxiety, depression, lack of focus, lack of concentration, poor mood, just overall. Um, and then the long-term things, strokes, heart attacks, just Alzheimer's.
Hey Lee, I lost you. I lost your audio. Saying you're muted.
How about this?
There, you're back. Yay.
Wow.
So we heard Alzheimer's was the last thing we heard.
Alzheimer's, yes. So yeah, I mean, as I continue to research the book, it keeps growing and growing and growing because there's so much here, right?
Yeah,
Stuff that I didn't even know that I'm continuing to learn and learn and learn, despite all the things that I've dealt with. Um, but man, it's so important to do the things that help to drain this bucket.
right. It truly is. And autoimmune diseases and your and your weight. If you're stressed, I remember this commercial that was on um, stress calls. That's cortisol. Cortisol. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, it- God, what was that? Now I could see the video completely. It was a commercial that they had for a pill,
Uh-huh.
or that was supposed to reduce your cortisol. It was on
Oh
like
God.
TV, like every freaking day, like during daytime TV. It was crazy. Um,
Uh-huh.
Back when I had a TV and watched TV, it's kind of funny.
Right, right.
Um, like I'm sitting here thinking, eh,
But cortisol is going to, in the wrong amounts, can send you into a survival state, right?
mhm,
So if you're in a survival state, your body goes, "Oh crap, I have to hang on to every resource that I possibly can so I can continue to survive." Therefore, it stores large amounts of energy in the form of fat.
yeah,
Almost always either around your midsection, or women, it can go to the hips and thighs, right?
yeah,
So you want to lose weight, stress management. That's number one. In fact, when I went through my nutrition coaching course, so many people that had trouble losing fat, losing body fat, that's the first thing they teach you is reverse diet. Get it to where you're not stressed out and your body's actually functioning properly. And once you function properly, it falls off easy.
yeah, yeah. How does you brought up nutrition, and now I want to go. I had a whole different tangent I was going on. Um, but how does nutrition really affect our stress levels?
It's less about the nutrition. I guess it's more about having the resources necessary to mitigate the damage done, to repair and to recover. So the recovery comes in so many different ways. It's nutrition is part of recovery in that we have to have the right chemicals in us to facilitate the recovery process. But if our nervous system is so far out of whack, so far in the sympathetic, our body won't use those nutrients as necessary. Um, so there's a lot to it when it comes to, just making sure. It's like whenever I work with people, I aim for their sleep first,
Yeah,
because how they sleep makes all the difference in the world. It's one of the greatest indicators for if you're overstressed, if you're understressed. Because if you're understressed, we look at, go back to the stress bucket analogy. If you're understressed, your bucket empties and then it starts to rust out. And so, um,
when you first started talking about the bucket, of course I saw the 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot, right? The big
uh-huh,
orange bucket. And then you said it starts rusting out. Then I started seeing like the oil barrel,
uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
the visuals.
yeah. So I don't know. Nutrition is mostly about just getting your body the correct resources to produce the correct chemicals that it needs to recover, right? So if you look at any kind of um, a mood is going to be chemically based, right? Can't deny that. You see antidepressants and everything. Antidepressants work infinitely better if the diet is correct. There's so much research showing how antidepressants, if you're still having crap fast food or just boxed and prepackaged food that is micronutrient poor. Here's the okay. You look at macronutrients. Everybody talks about weight loss and macronutrients. They're talking about carbohydrates, protein, fat. Not many people are talking about micronutrients. And when you're micronutrient dense in your diet, you've got the proper chemicals to assist in hormone production, neurotransmitter production. You'll then go at life in a better mood. And then coming at life from a better mood, everything gets better. You talk about conversations. I remember reading one time, the right conversation in the wrong mood is the wrong conversation,
Hmm.
right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I joke all the time. One of the best things I ever did was go to the Movie Maker Live with the Unleash You crew, right? That we're both part of, and I wasn't ready to be in that room emotionally. Was not in a in the space to take advantage of the room I was in. So I am. We're gonna be in Nashville in 2 weeks.
Isn't
It's
that nuts how fast it's coming up?
I'm like, "Ugh." um, just everything. Yeah, like I said, this month has been about survival mode and stress management, and then now I'm like, oh crap, I have things I have to have ready um now. So um, it's kind of fun, and the RV hasn't really driven anywhere in 2 years. Kind of
Ooh-wee.
yeah, it's time, and I'm not coming home after that.
Nice. You coming
Actually,
down to New Orleans?
yeah, I'm coming to see you.
Yeah,
I'm coming
yeah.
to
Well,
see you.
I'm 3 hours away from New Orleans, but that ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump, man.
Yeah, compared to here, I mean,
Right?
right now you're like 15. No, you're not that
Mm-hmm.
much. Maybe 12, 13. But
I think it is closer to 15-hour drive
yeah,
to up to Michigan way.
yeah. Where are you? So where are you located?
Southwest Louisiana.
Southwest.
I'm on the Gulf Coast, almost dead center between Houston and New Orleans.
You know what? I will pass right through your town because after I leave New Orleans, I am going to Galveston
Okay, yeah.
for like
Yep.
a month. Month.
Yeah, you
At least a couple weeks, but
look for a
probably a month.
sign in the field called Lacasine, man. That's where I'm at.
I love he says that like that's something unusual, like a sign in a field. The, that's how the all through Louisiana as you're driving through because this is the second time I get to go there. That happens all over the place. Like it's just
Mhm.
like a sign in a field, and then you're done, and then like 3 miles later, it's some other sign in a field. You're like, oh, okay, cool. Uh,
There's a
it's all
sign in the field or a bridge over water, man.
right. Exactly. Now entering. I you know, we could sit here and talk for like 3 more hours because you're fascinating and I know that it's so needed.
Hmm.
Adjusting to stress and adjusting your stress levels is so needed in today's society. What are the top if you were to end this off, what would be the top 3 tips that you would give somebody around managing their stress?
Number one is get unbelievably clear on what your yes is, what your why is, what it is that you're working for. And in getting clear on what that yes is, it allows you to say no to everything else that is not that. So then that would lead me to tip number two is have the nuts to say no to everything that's not your yes. Because a lot of people get caught up in I know I was for years, I get caught up in, I want to do everything for everybody. I just thought that I needed to do everything for everybody. If I didn't, I was just either a lazy piece of shit or whatever the language was I told myself. So just having the nuts to say, hey, look, that's not my wheelhouse. That's not in my yes. That somebody else would be better off to handle whatever that is. And number three, 100% slow the fuck down. It does not have to be busy, 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 go, go, go all the time. We have gotten as a nation to just go so fast all the time and think we have to do all these things. And if we back off, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You slow down, you get more done. Hands down, no doubt about it. You take care of yourself, you make yourself stronger first, you're stronger for everybody else. The stronger you are, the better able you are to lift up other people.
Mhm. Truly, I agree. Every bit. So, Lee, tell people how to get in touch with you.
Best way to reach me, leeasmart.com. My schedule is on my website. Book a call. Let's see if we fit. Same thing as in therapy, as in coaching, as in counseling. the right person matched with the right person makes all the difference. The coaching is about relationships. Therapy is about relationships. Everything else grows from that. So I want to make sure that the first coaching session is 100% free to make sure that we've got that relationship first and foremost. From that relationship, from that, I just kind of like you. I want to help you do awesome things. It's infinite possibilities from that point. So first coaching session is always free. Let's make sure we jive. Let's make sure that I can help you, because my expertise tends to lean towards personal growth, personal exploration, and I can help build business, and I can also help set it up to where you're better able to lose weight, right? So yeah, first session is always free. Let's do that thing. Many people get what they need from the first session, from one session. So I mean, if I can help more people, that's more power to it.
Guys, I can literally vouch for Lee. He is absolutely phenomenal. It changed a ton after talking to him.
So awesome to hear. So awesome to hear.
So if you're not booking your call right now, it's free. What do you have to lose at this point? Right? Lee, thank you so much for being the human you are and for being on this show. Like, really, truly, you're one of the people I can't wait to see in Nashville. Like, you're just such a phenomenal human, and I appreciate you.
Well, I can't wait for you to experience the greatest hug you've ever had in your life, man.
Oh, it's on. Game on. I got up my hug game. I already told everybody, there's a party. There's a celebration at Movement Maker, and I told everybody I'm winning this contest. So
oh yeah,
up this game. I got the outfit. It's crazy as hell. Where you ain't seen nothing yet. The craziness, the fabulousness is showing up in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
So
I believe it.
We're gonna have some fun. All right, folks. You guys catch us tomorrow night. We have a really amazing show with Kadada and Kadada Asmir Gray and Hood Buddha over on the Tuesday Creators Talk. If you're not taking advantage of that, and again, we're going to be talking about a really great topic, which I can't think of at this exact moment, but we have amazing experts that you can ask questions to during that show. Like, it's free coaching with 4 experts on the topic. Check it out. Tuesday Creator Talk, 7 p.m. Eastern. And you guys know that you are loved. I will see you all tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the Creative Nomad Show. If you have any questions about this or any other episode, check out CreativeNomadShow.com. There is also a link at the bottom if you are an awesome creator and would like to be a guest. Know that you are loved.
Everyone here at the True Awesome Network asks you to please subscribe, like, comment, and spread awesome.